Go Pizza presents SCP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
Hey there, buds! Hey! Sorry, not to take away from Taggart and Torrance there. I mean, they're our buds. They're our buds. Hey, so Steve, you said something about the Leafs tonight that I find really, really interesting. So their game against Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota.
The expansion, Minnesota Wild.
Home of the Mighty Ducks of the movie, not the actual Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
Yes, the Anaheim Ducks of Minnesota.
I want to know what stat... I want you to repeat the stat, because I think this is super, super interesting.
Yes, so to start this game, each one of the Leafs forward lines has at least one player on them with less than 5 NHL games experience. The second line is exclusively players with less than 5 games of NHL experience. There is only one line that has no players like that. The fourth line.
This has to be the first time in history that's happened, right?
It's got to be.
Well, unless I guess if you count the expansion era after 67, that probably is the only time because there were so many extra teams.
But it wouldn't have been the Leafs.
No, it wouldn't have been the Leafs, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, there would have been a lot of players with 0 NHL experience.
There were probably teams in that position before. It never should be the Leafs.
No, but I mean, there's a lot of things the Leafs shouldn't do that they've done that have happened. And
I look at the lineup
there used
tonight.
to be a tiger at center ice, right? I mean,
there's that too. I look at the team now, and obviously we don't know the outcome of this game. They could lose 7-0, but I look at the team now, and I look at it last week before the trade deadline. Is there a Leaf fan out there that doesn't like this lineup more?
There can't be.
There can't be. Can't be. Like, okay, God bless Byron Fraze, right? For example, he's filled in admirably in the role that he does.
Mr. Fraze.
Right. But does anyone not think that like one of the 5 rookies called up could do a better job? Soshnikov, maybe. Well, that's the other thing is position, winger, or center. But Soshnikov, Hyman, Nylander, Kapanen. Who's Leipzig?
Leipzig.
I'm more excited to see each and every one of those guys.
Well, and even and I don't think he's a rookie, but Ben Smith was pretty good last night.
He's 27. Not a lot of NHL experience though.
That's what I mean. Like,
and he's new, so I'm excited to see him. Right?
Yeah, but I guess of the new players, you're right though. I mean, watching them against Washington last night, what I saw was a team that knew the system. I didn't see... It
was seamless.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of complete miscalculations. I thought Soshnikov was, especially on that penalty, I mean, it was great that he scored, but that penalty, that boarding penalty, which cost them the game, essentially, was a little bit not needed. But I think that's being aggressive and being a rookie and wanting to stand out. And you can see how that's going to happen. And I think... Babcock's comments after the game were that, he really liked what Soshnikov did. Yep. And he really brought it. And for 14 minutes, you knew when Soshnikov was on the ice. I can't say that I always knew when Nylander and Kapanen were on the ice. You saw flashes of it, but it's their second game. It's their second game.
And I said that in my LFR video today. I was, what do you guys think of the rookies through 2 games? And also, like, what do you expect going forward? Because right now, through 2 games... I've liked Soshnikov more than Nylander. I absolutely don't expect that to be a thing.
No.
that continues.
It was like when everybody fell in love with Sergei Samsonov when he had a great rookie season and Joe Thornton didn't.
Well, except Samsonov won the Calder.
That's what I mean, but still.
Yeah, right.
But long term, where's Sergei Samsonov and Joe Thornton still playing?
Exactly.
So it's not, I'm not saying there's no comparison there with Sosh. It's just, who the more skilled player is. And who's projected to be better, but it's great that they're both doing fairly well. And usually you see rookies really get muscled off the puck, and I haven't seen too much. I mean, you see that from time to time. They'll fall when maybe a guy in his mid-20s wouldn't, but that's just physical. Like, I mean, you have to put on weight as you get older anyway. It's just the way it goes.
Hyman's been pretty good in that department. And he's another guy who saw time on special teams and was able to do it pretty seamlessly because he already knew what to do.
Yeah.
Already knew what to do. And he's one of the older guys, too. He's 23. By the way, do you know how the Leafs got Zach Hyman?
No. Wait, hold on.
They got him just prior to the 2015 NHL entry draft, a few days before. They got him in a trade.
It wasn't with Pittsburgh, was it?
No, it was with an Eastern Conference team.
Hang on.
In the Leafs division.
See, I get Hyman and Zach Sill mixed up. I don't know why.
Not the same.
Big difference between Zach Hyman and Zach Sill. Right before the draft, you said?
Right before the draft. It went so under the radar.
I have no idea. How'd they get him?
They got him from Florida. They got his rights from Florida. They still had to sign him in exchange for a conditional 7th-round pick and Greg McKegg.
Yeah, it was that. Yes.
Greg McKegg. And you know what? All due respect to Greg McKegg. I mean, he's not done in terms of his NHL journey. But based on what I've seen, I'd rather have Zach Hyman. Big time.
He, and we mentioned this before, and you actually wrote an article at sportsnet.ca about this, but you know, he's been the guy that has surprised Keefe and Dubas the most. With the Marlies.
Yeah. They were hesitant to say surprise. I didn't put that in the article.
Because NHL GMs and coaches are always very careful with their words. But he's been a pleasant surprise.
He has been.
I mean, he's playing with the big club. Did anybody say, coming into this year, I want to see Zach Hyman on the Leafs?
Yeah.
Nobody.
He was advertised as a very good two-way player with weaknesses in his offensive game. Coming into the season on the offensively loaded Toronto Marlies, he had 3 points in his first 10 games. After that, I think he had, what was the number? It's in the article. You can go read it. I think it was 30 points in 43 games, which for a player who's not supposed to be that much of an offensive juggernaut is pretty darn good.
Right.
That's exactly the kind of player you want on like your third line, we'll say.
Overall, I mean, we're literally last night, I remember saying to Caprice, my girlfriend, I was like, oh, you know what? Tonight's game's going to be interesting. And she's like, really? Why? And
really? Why?
And she said, like, is Kessel, she actually says, is Kessel back in town because she's such a huge Kessel fan. And literally, she asked like 3 times a game when we're watching, oh, is that Kessel? I'm like, Caprice does not play in Toronto anymore. But because she's like half paying attention. But I said it's the first place team versus the last place team. And I think for a first place versus last place matchup, not too bad on the Leafs' part.
No, and I mean, the Leafs had the benefit of the Caps played the night before, and they had their backup in net. But, like, look at the Leafs lineup. For crying out loud, there's no situation where they have the advantage over the Capitals.
No.
Absolutely none. And they took it to them. Did the Caps have their, foot all the way to the floor? No.
You don't think so?
I'm going to go with they turned it on. Because they realized, this team can play. Or maybe they took it off after, okay, we got a 2-0 lead on a team that can't score. That's probably pretty safe. And then the Leafs tied it up. They were tied in the third period with the Capitals. That's much more than I would have asked for.
I think it would be a mistake to think that this team can't score. And
now?
Well, for sure. And I think it doesn't mean that they're going to score prolifically in the last 20 games of this season.
No.
But there is a lot of skill. And you can see it, like when you do see Kapanen, it's because you're going, wow.
He's been a real surprise.
His hands are unbelievable.
He's been really, really good because so many people are, or at least after the Kessel trade, were hesitant to give him too much credit because he wasn't like, there were other prospects the Leafs could have got out of Pittsburgh that would have been better, supposedly. He's looked great. He's looked great so far. Like, I mean, him and Nylander are friends, but like, you don't want to be just the complimentary player to Nylander. You don't want to be in his shadow. You want the price of admission to be, I get to see Kasperi Kapanen play a hell of a game. And through 2, we'll see what he does in 3. He's looked pretty good.
He has.
What does all these call-ups mean for the Marlies playoff run? When do these guys go back down? How's this affecting the Marlies team?
Well, here's the great part is it's not going to affect their place in the standings. They have like a 16-point lead on the second-place team in the league.
And they keep winning, by the way. Without these guys, they continue to win.
Their first game without those guys, they won 4-0.
Yeah. So they're doing okay.
Crazy. Bebo with the shutout. Arcabello's still down there. Leipzig was down there for that game. Percy's back down there too. It's just insane. And because of what the Leafs did on deadline day, they get, I think, almost all of those players back, if not all of them. I'm not certain.
Carrick's the one that I wasn't, or Ben Smith. Was it Ben Smith or Carrick that Can't. Wow. But the rest of them, I know the guys that have played on the Marlies, Sosh and Kapanen and Nylander and Hyman are all eligible.
Colin Smith, by the way, who the Leafs got for Sean Mathias, over a point a game so far.
With Marlies.
Yeah. Now, granted, it's through like 3 or 4 games.
Hey,
but
that's still a good start. It's a new team and it's in a new system. That's not easy to do.
And I even said, he's third in scoring. His production doesn't look that great, but he's third in scoring on his AHL team and he's on a bad AHL team. I wonder what he can do with the Marlies. So far, the answer is quite a bit. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he also had a decent bump in ice time on account of there was no one else there.
Sure.
I don't know that for certain, but hey, I like that the conversation is shifting to the Marlies. Like, I'm glad you asked that, Jesse, because like the city should be paying attention to them for sure. Like,
it's a championship team.
It would be. We're at
potentially, and have they ever won it before? I mean,
years ago, I'm sure they went to the final in 2012.
I remember that was with Drew McIntyre, right?
Ben Scrivens.
Oh,
Ben Scrivens and the team looked real good. Made it all the way to the final, and there was that fluky goal that went off the glass, and it shouldn't have counted. And the league even issued a statement the next day, like, yeah, that goal shouldn't have counted. That was offside.
So call the game then, right?
Nope. And that put the Marlies down 3-0 in the series. But as the Leafs organization is quick to point out, that team was very veteran heavy. Oh. The current Marlies, like, this is not supposed to be a team this is not supposed to be a winning team. They're like over half the team is 23 and younger. You're not supposed to win with that kind of team, and they're just disgusting. I like it. There's lots to look forward to. Like, we're beyond the point of calling them a contender. They're a favorite.
Which is great. And you know what's great about this too? Obviously Nylander and these guys, they will go back down. And I guarantee you, I read somewhere, and I don't know how true this is, but I read somewhere that if they stay up for the last how many games of the season with the Leafs, they will burn a year of their rookie deal.
Nylander is a couple games away from, or not a couple games. I think he's about half a dozen games away, and I think Kapanen too.
So they won't be burning the first year of their rookie deal. Come on.
I don't think that'd be wise.
No, they can't do that.
I personally don't think that'd be wise.
Yeah.
Some people are saying, well, because he'll have fewer games played when his contract is up, maybe they'll be able to get Nylander at a discounted rate. I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No, not happening. No. Why would you even take that chance? Yeah. just put him down. Who cares?
Exactly.
And send him back to the team. You want to send him back to the Marlies with a few games left so he can get reaccustomed to being on the ice for 25 minutes a game or whatever he was playing. I mean, he's going to be playing a lot.
Yeah. The whole benefit to having a European in the AHL is you can put him there. He's playing for your organization, and even though you're paying him, it doesn't burn a year of the ELC. If the Leafs did the same thing with Marner, well, they can't actually.
No, they can't.
They can't because he's a North American, that goofy rule.
Mm-hmm. He's got to stay up in Martin's barn.
Martin's barn.
Which would be the ACC, Martin's barn. I'm guaranteeing it.
St. John's Maple Leafs have 0 Calder Cup championships.
But there was the Marlies and the Marlboros before that, right?
That, like, Johnny Bauer played for and stuff.
Yeah.
Who also have 0.
No, come on.
Get out.
The records go back to 1937, and they have
nothing.
I know what Wikipedia says. I just choose not to believe it. I'm pretty sure they won.
Damn, Jesse. Back at it again with the quick facts.
Back at it again.
Damn. Yeah. But so wouldn't that be cool? And you know what? If they're in the final, I'm going to see a Marlies playoff game or several or 10.
I'm going to go see regular season games before it's over.
For sure.
And
by the way, we should probably take over a section again.
We probably should.
Absolutely, positively.
I think we need to do that, and we need to do that especially for their first playoff game. If we can figure that out,
we should go to every playoff game.
It's affordable. I mean, we should do it.
Some of us maybe don't have the finances to cover that, rich guy.
What is it, like $20?
It goes up for the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to make some money off this because the Leafs won't be playing.
You know what? I went to a game, I think it was game 7 of the second round a few years ago when the Marlies were in the playoffs. And I think I paid like $30.
Okay.
And it's Ricoh Coliseum. There isn't a bad seat in the place.
No, it's pretty good.
So
it's like a junior hockey game.
2 games around because we're going to sweep every round. So what is that?
No, hold on. Each round is best of 5?
7.
Oh, they are best of 7.
Yeah. So 2 home games.
Oh, 2
4
games.
rounds.
Okay.
I feel like
8?
first round used to be best of 5.
It did, didn't it?
I don't think that's the case anymore.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure.
8 times 30. What is that? $240.
It's cash is what it is.
That's actually not that bad.
Exactly.
Well, you can use all your savings to get a Brendan Leipzig jersey.
My
and a Zach
girlfriend,
Hyman
my
jersey.
girlfriend would totally break up with me though. I have to be home at some point. I have 8 jobs. I have to have some point where I go, "Hi, honey," just so you know I exist.
No, just tell her I'm at the Marlies playoff game.
But it's
Much more
exactly,
important.
it's the playoffs, and you show up with a beard.
But I also have a job where I can't have a beer.
And when no, yes you can. If your boss comes up to you, just be like, playoffs. And when someone calls you and you don't answer, of course you don't answer because you're watching the playoffs.
Exactly.
Your voicemail is just you going like this. Like up,
Just hold on.
just rubbing your phone.
Yeah,
Just rubbing your phone with your
that sounds just
beard.
so terrible in people's headphones. Oh,
You know what made that much harder is neither of us have beards. We
No.
could have easily
I have a
asked
little
Jesse to do
stubble.
it.
We
Yeah.
should grow playoff beards for the Marlies.
okay.
I was
Again,
thinking
I can't
about
do
doing that.
you have patches on BT.
I'll grow playoff. What can I grow? Playoff hair. I'll grow some playoff back hair. How's that sound?
Playoff above the bum at the back hair. That old Jeremy Hotz bit.
Good thing nobody said anything really disgusting. But
Playoff tuft.
Yeah, that's the real patches. The other thing I wanted to mention from last night's game at the time of this recording, by the way, with the Capitals, is the way Frank Corrado skates.
Oh, what did you notice?
I noticed that he shifts side to side better than I think most of the Leaf defenders, other than Morgan Riley. He's a very, very good skater, or at least from what I could see. There was times where, and maybe, I mean, okay, I'm no expert on skating technique, but
You're not Barb Underhill?
no, I'm not Barb Underhill. But what I saw with Corrado, which has to just chafe Vancouver fans, is the explosiveness he has when he wants to. Like, it's just gotta, like, when he makes a move, is he can be from the blue line to the other, like blue line in the offensive zone to the behind the net in a stride and a half. Like, he's just bang.
Yeah,
there.
but Adam, he can't make the Canucks. He can't. He can't because he's fat and out of shape. He's fat and out of shape and not recovering from a broken hand and separated shoulder. He's just lazy.
That is an unbelievable pickup. Unbelievable. Now, when the waiver stuff is done, okay, how does it work, Steve? Is it alphabetical order where you put in a waiver claim on somebody?
I think it's your place in the standings.
yeah, it's by standings.
Now, what happens if it was like the Leafs pre-season? So it's your standings the season before?
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
Because I
Are
wonder.
there waivers? There are no waivers in the offseason, are there?
Well, right before the season.
Oh, right. Oh,
Which is when the Leafs claimed Corrado. They claimed him like a couple days before.
So who finished further down than the Leafs in the standings? We had the Sabres, the Oilers,
Coyotes.
and the Coyotes. Or was it Carolina?
Leafs were fourth
Was
last.
it Carolina?
Carolina was fifth last.
So, okay. So all those 3 teams passed on him,
That I'm not
conceivably.
sure of. That does seem to be, that is what it sounds like.
That has to chafe at all of them. Tim Murray has got to be screaming internally somewhere.
Here, wait. Can Jesse and I just do something? Chafe. You didn't even join
Jesse
me.
didn't do it.
Okay.
Why?
I thought you could do it on your own. I thought we weren't going to acknowledge it. Just giggle to ourselves.
What's wrong with chafe?
It's just a great
It's a good word. It's a
slash
descriptive
not
word.
perfect word.
Would have been better if we just giggled to ourselves and didn't tell anyone.
I think it's a great word.
We did the first time.
I think it's a great word. I think that's how Vancouver fans are feeling right now.
I sent you a tweet.
Uh-oh.
I sent you guys a tweet earlier today. So, Rogers Station, News 1130.
Oh, this is perfect.
So I've never actually heard of this guy, so I can't be like, oh, the Canucks are really missing out on the next Pavel Bure. But News 1130 sent out a tweet. Vancouver sources say the Canucks are trying to sign defenseman Nikita Tryamkin. Tryamkin. You spell it. Or you say it. But they are dealing with some cap issues.
Okay.
So regardless of his name, there is a guy. The Canucks are trying to sign him. And supposedly they can't because there are alleged cap issues. Now, all sorts of things could have prevented that such as
Trading Dan Hamhuis.
basic planning,
Basic planning.
dealing with the numbers in front of you, having a capologist like Brandon Pridham who knows what they're doing, and also trading anyone at the trade deadline, which they did not. Oh, the Canucks. Canucks fans, I'm so sorry, guys.
So from
I'm
all
so
the rumors that I've read about what happened with Dan Hamhuis, Dallas went to Vancouver.
Yes.
Same deal as Dallas eventually paid for Chris Russell, okay?
Yes.
Or very similar to.
Yeah.
Now, they liked Chris Russell better, but apparently Vancouver had the chance to get the deal done first.
Yep.
Hamhuis would have accepted,
Yep.
but because of mutual dislike between Vancouver ownership and Dallas ownership, apparently, Vancouver ownership
You're joking.
went to Benning and said, no, get more.
Where did you hear this?
This is on sportsnet.ca. It's one of the quoted sources, the trades that fell apart. There's an article up. You can check it out. Just look it up. And Dallas
guys, can I just yell at the Aquilinis for a sec?
Sure.
You're not going to get your 2 games this year. Stop ruining your team. You're not going to get your 2 playoff games. Stop it. You have fans. They like your team. Let them do it. Let them continue to like it. Stop screwing it up. You suck. You have no experience as a hockey executive. You own a plaything. That's it. Continue.
So anyway, so because I guess there's some sort of personal vendetta, that's what I read. Again, I do not know this for sure. Dallas said, okay, fine. You don't want to give us Hamhuis. We're going to go to Calgary. And Calgary said, okay, sure, we'll do the deal. Done deal. And then the market dried up because Chicago, who was also in on Hamhuis, had already made the deal for Ladd. So Dallas knew they had Benning by the Bennings, and because they knew Chicago wasn't in on it anymore. Chafed. They were no, that chafe wouldn't fit there. But this story should chafe.
Now,
but here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. This leads me to my bigger point, which is how soon is it before Jim Benning loses his job?
Which leads me to my question: is it Jim Benning?
Well, but
We've given Jarmo Kekalainen the benefit of the doubt that it's either John Davidson, who's just above him in Columbus, or his ownership that is making Kekalainen, who is advertised as a smart GM, be a dumb GM. Is it the Aquilini screwing up Jim Benning? Because it sounds like Benning, like people were loving the trade that Brad Treliving made for Chris Russell, getting rid of Chris Russell. People loved that deal. Flames fans loved that deal.
because it's a good deal.
Because it's a good deal. It sounds like Benning was on the verge of making a very similar deal, which would mean we would have to get on the show and praise Jim Benning.
Right.
For making a smart move.
Which honestly, at this point, I would like to do because I feel for him. And this is the point. The reason that I think Jim Benning loses his job this summer, and it's not. Remember that someone's losing their job in this, and that's not a funny thing, right? But the reason I say he loses his job and why I predict it is that clearly there's a disconnect between ownership and Jim Benning. Clearly, ownership doesn't look at Jim Benning and go, oh, okay, well, you're coming to us and saying that this is the best deal possible. We're going to trust you. And I think that's the problem. So I don't think Jim Benning will be out of hockey for long. Because if I'm an NHL exec,
Scott Housen has a job.
What's that?
Scott Housen has a job.
Yeah. I think I look at Jim Benning if I'm somebody who's looking for an assistant general manager in the summer and go, yeah, okay, that seems like a reasonable guy. I'll give him a shot because I don't think a lot of this is his fault. I think that deal is a microcosm of what's been going on for the last 24, 36 months in Vancouver.
Oh, more than that.
I mean, since 2011. And I think the Aquilinis with Tortorella, with the Gillis, with the way they handled the goaltending, we have to put this on them. We have to put a significant chunk of this on them.
Okay, so fire him.
Exactly. But the problems will persist. You can't fire the Aquilinis.
Which brings me back to what we've been saying all along. Canucks fans, you're boned. Sorry. That is the beginning and end of it, isn't it? They're done. They're done until... What?
Until they let people do their jobs.
When did the Leafs start getting good? Like back. Okay, sorry.
When ownership backed off, and the
early-
teachers sold them.
The early 80s, or sorry, the mid 80s, when they were picking first because they sucked, when they were getting Wendell Clark, what happened? A significant event happened.
Harold Ballard passed away. Yeah.
I'm not saying, I don't know how old the Aquilinis are. I assume not that old.
Are you saying
No.
kill the Aquilinis?
No.
You know what? I think that's a good note to leave it on. We got to take a break.
Absolutely not.
At Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
All I'm saying.
Steve Dangle, bringer of death.
What the f? So let's revisit a little something I just said.
Okay.
Steve advocates murder.
No!
What
I
you were
was
saying was, until there's a change in ownership, you will not see a change in the weird actions coming out of Vancouver. Yes, Steve, we know.
Thank you.
And if anybody, by the way, listening to this, took it any other way, shut off your phone and go do something else. Okay? If you don't get that, then we can't help you.
Here,
We cannot help you
But
through
Adam,
life.
what if they don't have cable?
Oh, so
and
Jesse.
like curling.
Guys, I'm going to turn the whole show around.
What are you going to do?
Please play again. Damn.
Steve lost his roll up the rim. I won mine twice today, just saying. One thing we do need to talk about.
The Canucks, the perennial please play again.
Oh, can I mention
That's Rich coming from a left fan. Sorry.
the waivers we were talking about? If the waivers occur outside of the season or before November 1st, then the player shall be transferred to the team with the lowest points in the preceding season.
Okay.
Who puts in a claim?
Yes.
That means
So there you go.
the Oilers, Coyotes, and the Sabres passed on Corrado as well.
That's a weird move for the
The Oilers really could have used him, but probably would have messed him up.
And this, but I don't know what the Oilers, Coyotes, and help me out, Sabres. I don't know what their preseason situation was.
Yeah, it might have been cap
They could have been
issues.
filled with contracts.
Yeah.
All I know is the Oilers, Sabres, and Coyotes didn't trade 5 guys for Michael Grabner.
So do you think maybe that's why? Did the Leafs make that trade after or before Corrado?
I believe it was before. But could you look that up, Josie?
Yes, I can.
Just, yeah. Anyway, because I'm pretty sure because the season started on October 1st, I think, and Corrado was claimed like no more than 3 days before the season.
This Corrado thing, like it's so funny because it was such a non-story at the time, but it's blossomed into this.
I'm fascinated by it.
It's just so, there's so many layers to it. There's so many things going on. And here's a guy who I had literally, personally, never heard of before he was picked up. I'm sure you had.
I did.
But as a Toronto fan, I'd never heard of him.
There's all kinds of weird things. Like, okay, so remember we talked about every year there's a gong show team? It's definitely Montreal this year, for sure. Are the Canucks far behind?
No. I think, but it's Montreal's gong show team is on the ice. Vancouver's gong show team is their team in the front office and ownership.
I think part of the gong show with the Canucks is the gong show isn't on the ice. And they're just going to finish 1 or 2 spots out of the playoffs again.
We've been there.
Oh, we've been there.
We know what that's like.
Hey, let's all give a hand for JSO Band's hot streak.
Yeah. Thanks.
One of the best memories of the last 10, 15 years.
That was very exciting when it happened.
It was incredibly exciting. Let's give a hand for Sundin's 6-point game against the Panthers. Remember that?
Yeah.
6 points. Leafs only scored 6 goals. Leafs still missed the playoffs by 1 point.
Or when they had to beat the Devils in that last, or no, when the Devils had to win. And they started Clemenson. Damn you, Lou. Damn you.
But against Wade Dublowitz. That was a real clash of the Titans there. Oh, my God.
The Corrado transaction happened on October 6th.
Right, and the
When did the
Grabner one was in September, and I know because I was there. Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so wow. All right, well, there you go. Now,
That made me so mad, by the way. So I was at Leafs Media Day, and we left because we had to go to another event. We left ever so slightly early, and we're in a cab on the way to the ACC, and we check our phones, and it's like the Leafs traded 5 dudes who were just in the building we were in for Michael Grabner.
And they had just taken pictures, too. I think Carter Verhaeghe had just had his picture taken.
It was Taylor Beck.
Oh,
He had just gotten traded to the Leafs, talking about how it was a dream, and he's so happy to join the team, took his picture, and guess what? Everyone else go to Halifax. You 5 go to Long Island. That sucks.
Damn.
That sucks.
Damn.
It's literally the scene from it was either The Wrath of Grapes or Keep Your Head Up, Kid. It was one of the 2 John Cherry movies, and there's one where the Leafs sign him to like play. The Leafs sign him to join them for practice, and he puts on the Leafs jersey, takes a picture with it, takes it off, and he goes onto the ice, and like that was his Leafs experience.
Yep.
That was it. That was Taylor Beck's Leafs experience.
Oh,
such a bummer.
that is a bummer for him. Feel bad. Now, let's talk about the other Bubbling Gong show. And it isn't really all that bad because as Canadians, we're kind of blessed with a treasure trove of athleticism when it comes to hockey. Like, it truly is. I mean, this country is so, I mean, for the size that we are, it is quite unbelievable that we are as dominant as we are with hockey. When you look at Sweden and Finland, the same thing, right? Tiny little countries.
Even Slovakia.
Yeah, tiny little
Slovakia
countries.
is like half of the GTA, maybe.
And look at how well they do.
Yeah.
Wow, really? Holy smokes.
It's like 3 million people, something like that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Whole country.
And so it's cool every time the rosters are announced to see just like it's like every top hut card on EA Sports NHL 16, but they're all on like the 3rd and 4th line because they're that good.
You're playing against a 12-year-old who took his mom's credit card. Like, oh, come on!
Yeah, seriously.
That was your top line, Gretzky, Gretzky, and Gretzky. Come on!
Meanwhile, you've got Paul Gostad.
Come on! Oh, Ryan Reeves almost banged one in.
Cal O'Reilly. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
By the way, who scored for the first time in like 2 years yesterday or a couple days ago? Cal O'Reilly and Ryan O'Reilly both on the Sabres. Who knew?
I remember once thinking, like, when I had first started my team playing in Division 10 of Hut, if you don't play NHL 16, I'm sorry for your exclusion from this
You
conversation.
need to play it. Yeah.
But
So much fun.
I remember being like, I'm going to kill this guy. I got Brendan Dillon on defense.
Who?
Exactly.
Brendan Dillon?
Yep.
Wow. I gotta start
pretty
playing
thick.
that. I gotta start playing it.
What's the population of Slovakia?
I said 3 million. Am I totally wrong?
Adam?
Well, former Russian satellite state. 5.5? Yeah, for sure. Czechoslovakia.
5.4.
Oh, all right. All right, so
Wow.
it's still smaller than the GTA.
Still, it's 1 million people more than Montreal. And less people than in the GTA.
Wow.
Montreal's got about 4-1,
Pretty
4-2.
sure that's wrong, but okay.
Check that out. No, check it out.
I'm pretty sure
70% of Montreal is
Check
5
out Montreal's
million people.
population. Check it out. Look it up.
70% of the people from Montreal, 10 to 70% of the
Hey.
people from Montreal are bridges.
What's the population of Montreal, Adam Wilde?
I'm sticking by it.
What did you
Four
say?
something. 4.1, 4.2?
It's definitely like 2.5.
1.6.
No. Greater Montreal area. I was talking GTA.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
The greater metropolitan Montreal area is 3.8.
Okay, so I wasn't that far off. And and you said GTA. Nice try.
I said GTA. What do you mean nice try? I didn't say Toronto. I said greater Toronto
Okay, well,
area.
you know what I meant. Get out of here.
Sorry. Toronto.
All right.
Sure.
Can we talk about the fact that freaking PK Subban is not
goodness.
on Team Canada yet?
Yet is the key word there. Yet is the key
It
word.
better be the freaking keyword. Also, Claude Giroux. But let's focus on PK.
I thought Giroux. No.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
No, Team Canada?
Yeah. Look, we got the roster here.
Well, here. Task
No,
at hand.
He is not there.
Oh, okay.
No, Giroux.
Task at hand. Subban. Giroux is a little more believable.
Because there's so many great forwards.
Right.
Fine. Giroux will probably make it.
Subban.
I'm sorry.
Well, okay. You know what? So many teams, for example, Sweden picked Nicholas Kronwall over John Klingberg. Come on. But you're talking about a guy who has a long experience, long history with Team Sweden in Nicholas Kronwall versus a young guy.
Well, so
Right?
does Mark Edward Vlasic.
But that is true. Yeah, Vlasic. I think he's about Subban's age. He made the last Olympic team, did he
sure
not?
did, and I think he played more than Subban did.
Subban was their 8th defenseman.
He played one game, I think.
Yeah.
Which we thought at the time was still a joke because this is the Norris Trophy winning PK Subban.
Whatever, they still won gold, but well, and it's not Vlasic because I think that was a handedness thing
about him. It's not.
Weber was the surprising one. Like, look, he in 2010, I don't know the numbers, but was unbelievable. I went to every Canadian men's game but one, and he was Canada's best defenseman, in my opinion. He looked absolutely incredible. He put a puck through the net against Germany in that, it was like a tiebreak game before the quarterfinal against Russia. He looked incredible. That was also 6 years ago.
Some players bask in that for, you have one. Not that I'm not saying Weber had 1 or 2 great years. He's been very, very good. But if you were the Nashville Predators of 2012, I believe it was, when Suter and Weber went up, who would you re-sign?
Weber.
Would you re-sign him for the money you re-signed him for?
Well, that was friggin' stupid. Philadelphia ruining everyone's party by signing him to an offer sheet. You have to build your team around one guy, and your 2 options are Shea Weber and PK Subban. Who do you pick?
PK. Every day, all day.
I didn't even finish the question. I hope he makes the team.
He's a right-handed shot.
I don't know what it is. I mean, they do give you the...
No, here's what...
Team Canada and most national teams give you the old dude benefit of the doubt. And not that Weber's old, but he's older.
When we did that in 2006 in Turin, when we brought Sakic and Yzerman, who combined had a half knee left. You combine his 2 knees together, he had 1.5 knee.
You're talking about the old guys who made that team. I believe their taxi squad, unless I'm mistaken, was Eric Stahl, young Jason Spezza, and rookie Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, finished that season with over 100 points.
Yes. And they didn't put those guys on the team. You have to play the players that are good now. And what killed me there was a couple things. First off, Doug Armstrong, God bless him, he's put together a good team in St. Louis, but he was quoting plus minus as a stat on what makes a player good and what makes a player not good. Sorry. Number 2. He says we named 3 goaltenders just in case one of them got injured. Because why would you name 3 goaltenders? You name one goal. Just name one. Name Carey Price. Because that's fine.
Who was Canada's 3rd goalie in Sochi?
But hold on. You named 3 goaltenders.
I legitimately don't know the answer.
Was it Luongo?
I think it was Mike Smith.
Oh.
I'm not actually sure.
But that's just my point. You named 3 goalies, and he's like, well, we can change them. If we named 3 goalies because somebody might get injured. Okay. And then he follows it up by saying...
Just say Carey Price.
Follows it up by saying, but if somebody gets injured, we can always replace them. So then why are you naming 3 goalies? You put a superstar on this team, and I don't mean this against the other guys, but PK is one of the personalities in this game and one of the most beloved personalities who plays in Canada.
Yes.
In Canada.
That is, you know what? I'm not sure how much stock should be put into that, but if you're going to put something... if you're going to put as much stock as Team Canada does in experience, I think that should count towards something.
Also, he is un-effing believable.
He's also very good.
I just don't get it. I don't get it, Steve.
What was the stat you didn't like that you just mentioned?
Plus minus?
All right. I have a player. I went a few years back. Okay. Let's play the guessing game.
All right.
I am a player. I am on one of the best teams in the NHL.
Deep dish Threetza.
No, not
okay.
quite.
No, all right.
I'm on one of the best regular season teams in the NHL, if not the best regular season team. I can't remember. This team had 2 players with over 100 points, including 150 goal scorer.
Sorry, say that one more time.
My team is one of the best in the league.
Yep.
What year is this?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter. My team is one of the best teams in the league.
2 players that scored 50 goals or more.
No. One player who scored 50 goals, 2 players with over 100 points were one of the best offensive teams in the league. I finished with a team leading plus 50.
Whoa.
Wow.
Who am I?
Christopher Kunitz.
Tyler Seguin.
I like that you said Christopher there, Pierre. The answer is okay. Sorry, second.
That is an insult, sir.
Second in plus minus was with a plus 45 was Alex Ovechkin. But I led the team.
It wasn't Chris Kunitz.
I led the team with plus 50.
Mike Green.
My name is Jeff Schultz.
Whoa.
That stat sucks. Everyone forget about it. It sucks. Yeah, but no, it sucks. Tells you nothing. It sucks.
Now,
yeah, but Don Cherry said, I don't care.
Don Cherry says a lot of stuff, okay?
Don Cherry says a lot of stuff. Some of it's right, some of it's wrong.
Yep.
All the plus minus stuff, wrong. Bad stat. Moving on.
Yep.
That's it. That really is it.
I don't, for the life of me. I mean, okay, Jesse, you have the roster in front of you, right?
I do.
How many of the Canadians picked play for Canadian teams?
Carey Price.
Is that it?
That's it.
No.
That's my point. It's not, listen, PK is going to make this team. And if he doesn't, then someone's out of their effing mind and needs to be fired. But when you announce those rosters, you got to think beyond just like Marc-Edouard Vlasic does not need to be in the top. If you want him to make the team, great. But that guy does not need to be among the first 16. Neither does, and I'm sorry, Caps fans, Braden Holtby.
No, he does.
I don't think he does.
I'd put him there.
It doesn't mean he doesn't make the team, Steve. I'm talking about you for your first 16. This is the big announcement. It's the first time we're doing this since what, 96, 98? You
2004,
need to
I think.
put your superstars in the top 6. And I'm sorry, there are stars on this team. Most of them are superstars. But when you compare Holtby to Subban, Vlasic to Subban, name your player to Subban. Subban's going to win each and every time. It was like when he didn't make the All-Star game.
So you'd go with one goalie then?
Yes.
Now here's the problem. Your one goalie is obviously Carey Price. So on the day you're announcing the preliminary roster, the goalie you announced hasn't played in several months and is currently injured.
Yeah.
You know what? Who cares?
Who cares? Because Steve,
Bad
you
optics,
can
man.
switch him
It's
out.
optics.
But Steve, the
trust
rule
me,
is,
they care about that crap.
Up until then they
what?
should.
You shouldn't care about that crap,
If they
but
care
trust
about
me, they do.
optics, they should have named PK to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And that's the thing.
forget about the influence and the size of the crusty crowd.
You're right.
You know how many people are listening right now going, what's the big deal?
What does it mean if you only have one goalie? The roster doesn't matter. You still get more players on it.
Even if a player is injured and they cannot play, you can switch that player out right up until the start of the tournament. That's also the part of the rule. So what does it matter? Put the superstars on there. That's my point. We suck at PR. We suck so bad.
Now, let me throw a couple things out there. One,
and also PK should make it on his own merits, not just PR, by the way.
One, maybe we'll feel silly about this in a few months when he ends up making the team.
I don't know if I'll feel silly. Still in the top 16.
You should be in the
You should be in the top
enough.
16.
The idea that you only announce 16 players is a ridiculous idea in and of itself.
Because you can switch out the players.
Why are we naming three-quarters of a roster?
Jesse,
6 months ahead of it.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
It got a full day of coverage on Sportsnet. Everyone wrote articles about it, and they revealed the jerseys.
And here we are
There's
talking
value
about
in that, and here we are talking about that. There's
thousands of
value in
people
that.
No, but if you're going to announce maybe 3 players, maybe your starting lineup then. Or, what's significant about 16? Why just cut it?
That I don't get.
That is a good question.
It's an arbitrary number.
Why not 10?
Nothing.
Why not 10?
Why not 6?
Why not 7?
3 forwards, 3 forwards, 2 defense, 1 goalie, 6 people.
Now, to your point though about because that's a valid point, but to your point about a lack of players who are on Canadian teams, Andrew Walker actually had an interesting topic last week, I think it was. Other than Connor McDavid, who is a center on a Canadian team you would rather build around? And he landed on Mark Scheifele.
On a Canadian team?
Yes.
Now,
what?
Well, listen, we got to wrap this up.
He was saying Scheifele ahead of Kadri.
We got to wrap this up.
And Nuge.
The podcast is brought to you by Panago Pizza. It is what's on the inside that counts. And on the inside of the download portion of this, we will get into that. See what we did there? Get it? All right, we'll just download us at sportsnet.ca or subscribe on iTunes. We are the Steve Dangle Podcast.
This is going great.
Okay, so Andrew Walker. Okay, Canadian player on a Canadian team. Who would you rather build around? Gaudreau's a left winger, right?
He is a winger. I don't think he's a center.
Is Monahan a center?
Yep.
See, besides Connor McDavid, I like Sean Monahan a lot.
So yeah, but your options are like Turris,
Kadri.
And
I like Kadri a lot.
Gouch sometimes.
Burrows? No, wait.
He's a winger.
He's a winger. Damn. Would have been great if he was a center. Just build the worst team. Just build a team of terrible character.
Let's take the Sedins out of it because that's obvious.
We should build a terrible.
Rude.
That's what we should run.
No, that's rude.
We should do our World
Adam.
Cup entry. Players with terrible character.
Funny you should bring that up, Adam.
Oh.
So I have this is what I was teasing before the show. So I have a series of posts coming out.
Okay.
And what is the World Cup? It is a tournament featuring some of Young Guns, some of Europe, and other noble nations in the great sport of hockey. So what I am doing is making up my own teams. I already made up the over 35 team. I did that about a month ago. But I have 3 teams that I'm going to name.
Okay.
One of the ones I was entertaining as a potential 4th is team always gets in trouble in the media.
I like that. Are you going to name 3 goalies to that, or are you just going to like relax on that one because you don't have to?
I'm trying to think of who my goalies would be. Who would be on that team? So Subban would be on that team, rightly or wrongly. There's a lot of guys, rightly or wrongly. Burrows would be on that team, probably. Evander Kane. Which one?
Both.
Kadri.
Mike Richards.
You'd have to go with Mike Richards. Well, see, now we got to decide, is this team always in trouble in the media or team foot and mouth?
Well, I think both count. I think you can put them under one of them.
Like Richards wasn't a foot and mouth situation.
It was
like got caught at the border with stuff situation. Mm-hmm. Nice face.
I was going to say something there that would have got me in a lot of trouble, so we're not going to go that way.
Adam.
No,
I saw you. I'm like,
don't say
honey,
it.
dear.
Thanks, darling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so that was one of the ones I was entertaining, and I realized as I was building the subject up, people are going to want to know what the team names are, and I don't want to do that because it'll spoil stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So we've got
look for those.
So we'll get the PK rant out of the way. By the way, PK for Team Canada. Okay, pray for PK. I think we just start hashtag.
And Malcolm and Jordan. Screw it.
That's right. Yeah.
Malcolm should make the Young Guns team.
Who were the 3 goalies for the Young Guns team again? It was Hellebuck.
Maybe they didn't. Did they have to name 3 goalies? I'd be curious if a team, because like I'm looking at the Young Guns team right now. They did name 3 goalies, and it was John Gibson, Hellebuck, and Murray.
Oh, Gibson. Well, Gibson's your starter, probably
Easily.
I think they got a shot, man. If
I think
Young Guns goalies or North America, whatever the hell the McDavid team. Why don't we just call them the McDavid team?
You know who was left off Young Guns? Gostisbehere.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And so was Scheifele.
But when you've got Ekblad, Jones, Ryan Murray, and Morgan Riley.
But wait, they only named 16 because let's just only name 16.
Who made the preliminary roster for some of Europe? Because I haven't actually seen
I haven't checked that out. Jesse, you got that for us?
Team.
You want to guess? Like Anze Kopitar is a shoo-in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw a picture of Draisaitl.
Okay.
Kopitar.
Draisaitl's German, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Draisaitl's there.
Trying to think of Slovakian players. Hossa?
Zemgus Gerslevskers.
Nope.
Damn.
Or Gergensons?
Gergensons, that's what I mean. Christers Gerslevskers.
The other alphabet soup.
Yeah.
No.
It's like the other alphabet. I mixed them up.
Matt
I'm sorry.
Zuccarello. Thomas Vanek.
Wait, I thought Matt Zuccarello was he's
Norwegian.
Not Swedish? Oh, the other country up there.
Thomas Tatar.
Yeah.
Franz Nielsen.
Where's Thomas Tatar from?
I have no idea.
It's got to be Slovakia. I thought he was Czech.
Franz Nielsen. Marian Hossa. Yannick Hansen. Draisaitl.
Marian Santa Claus Hossa.
Mark Straight. Sekera.
Oh, you were doing so well. I was about to say that team's got a shot.
By the way, wasn't
And then you got
Sekera traded for like a first-round pick last year, and he's another guy that was waived this year?
But trading first-round picks is crazy. You can't do it. It's crazy, Adam. I love this year when people are like, you can't do that. It's crazy. And a freaking year ago, Andre Sekera was worth the first.
Wasn't he in Carolina? Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Dude, LA paid a first for him. He's not even on LA anymore.
Oh, no, he's been on like 3 teams since.
What?
He was waived. He was just waived, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's on Edmonton now.
No,
I think
wasn't
you
he
might be
waived?
thinking of Christian Ehrhoff,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
who
Team
once
Europe-
made $10 million. He made what?
Team Europe stepped outside of the box and only named 2 goalies.
What?
Can you believe that? Out of this. How do we convert that into a title?
I wish we could make that into a meme.
Yeah, you write.
Like, spell 2 with like a bunch of P's and B's.
So they only named they only named Halak and Anderson for their goalies.
Oh, Frederick Anderson.
Halak?
Halak, yeah. Their D core is pretty good with Chara and Yossi and Seidenberg and Sekera and Straight. So it's not bad.
I have to say, the North American under 23 team looks better than rest of Europe. Mm-hmm. Or some of Europe. Sorry, not rest of Europe. But it is sort of rest of Europe, too.
No, that's it. You got it.
Okay.
Russia only named 3 defensemen because Russia.
Well, defense in Russia is kind of a...
Non-existent.
Okay, is Nikita Nikitin one of the 3
before
that
everybody
they
reaches
named?
out.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
They didn't... Did they name... They didn't name any KHL players this time.
Yes,
but
only
they
NHLs.
probably will.
Who knows?
They probably will.
I don't think
Zhamnov-
they have enough.
By the way, Alexei Zhamnov is helping to name that team. How cool is that?
Leaf Killer. Yeah, we talked about it last show in passing.
Zhamnov?
Yeah, very briefly. I think we literally said his name and went, "Oh, that's neat."
Was
and
I
that
there?
was it.
Was I there?
I sure hope so.
Okay. Don't remember that.
So Russia is going to name 4 first lines, obviously.
It's just gross.
Oh, it's going to be disgusting.
So
Do we have...
And they don't have a good coach. So
and no Kovalchuk,
no Kovalchuk.
which is interesting.
he does not have a team at the moment.
You know what was interesting? The other interesting leave-off was Phil Kessel. Did not make Team USA.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Funny you brought up Kovalchuk because we talked about him at length a few episodes ago. And a good friend of the show, Ivis Kalinic, messaged us from Europe.
Okay.
And evidently, a lot of the things we said about Kovalchuk were wrong.
Well,
So I'm just trying to pull up that email.
Do you
that's
guys
not
want
exactly...
a list of some players who aren't on teams?
Maybe I'll just post it online. I'll
That
just post
Luke
it
Fox put together?
Okay.
Luke Fox, Jukebox of Sportsnet.ca.
Yeah.
I'm sure he loves that nickname.
That's his Twitter handle.
Is it?
You'd know that if you followed him.
Well, I read his articles, sir. I don't follow... I didn't know he was even on it.
So no Gabrick on Team Europe? No
Sorry, team what?
Team Some of Europe?
Oh, okay.
No Seabrook on Canada? No Luongo on Canada? No Klingberg on Sweden?
That's notable.
No Tyler Johnson on USA?
Very notable.
That's... Yeah, he's been a little cold this year.
No Corey Perry on Canada?
That's pretty surprising.
No Brent Burns on Canada? No Kessel on USA?
Not as surprising.
And Subban, obviously. So there's some names. No Gosses Bear on North America.
That's shocking.
But he's got to be there. I mean, let's be honest.
He's Gustus be there. Augustus be there.
Imagine his agent calling the team like, "He's Augustus be there."
I paid a lot of attention in school.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, like, I mean, okay.
So this whole thing's
I know that there will be.
It's gonna get more ridiculous when I post the teams.
I know it will be people that reach out and say, you know what, I think you guys made too much of the Subban thing, and that might be true. But a lot of people think that. I feel like
they'd be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like there was just a missed opportunity there, and here's a guy that has literally outdone himself on every level in Montreal and in Canada to become an ambassador for the sport, to wear the Montreal crest proudly, has had a great attitude, has done nothing but succeed, and including this year, which has been a terrible team.
But you are forgetting two very important things. He make individualistic play, and he lack respect. You can't make Team Canada if you lack respect.
This is true. This is very...
You have to have respect.
Very, very, very true. Okay. So, skate2great.org. Great organization that collects skates. As you know, you hear us talk about it every single episode. We just want to let you know that they are still looking. Still looking. They're like a Tinder date that never stops dating.
That's an awful analogy. Does not even fit in the slightest.
I tried really hard. I'm just exhausted after the PK stuff.
But you know what'll fit perfectly? Your skates on someone who needs them as feet.
The feet of a child.
The feet of a child.
So maybe don't give them your skates. Maybe give them your child's skates that they've outgrown.
Perhaps your mitts. Maybe even a bucket.
Your nifty mitts?
You got some nifty mitts or a spare bucket, bro? Just doing it.
It goes sweet with your blades.
Oh, it goes so sick with your blades. You got the shouldies and the sick mitts and the bucket.
and your boot shorts. Your booty shorts.
Brah.
So yeah, if you could, or make a donation, just text Dangle to 41010, not 41010 to Dangle.
I was going to say that.
What?
That was, I did
Did you flash the camera?
10. I sure did.
I'm sure everybody on YouTube got that. Thank you, Steve.
Want to play
I got to make extra incentive
game?
for video.
Yes, I want to play our new favorite game.
So
NHL in-game promotion of the day. All right.
It's honestly become my favorite thing in the world.
NHL promotion of the day.
Come on, is this not the most fun?
It's amazing. I love it.
All right.
So this is a two-parter.
Okay.
This is where I go.
So what decade are the Carolina Hurricanes going to be celebrating at an upcoming game?
2?
Isn't it a decade since they won?
What decade? Sorry, did I say decade?
What decade?
Yeah.
Oh, like a 70s night?
I think it's 80s.
Steve, you're not allowed to look at your phone for this. That's the whole point. You're not allowed to look it up.
No, that's not what I was looking up.
What were you looking up?
I was going to look up who scored in the Leaf game.
Okay, how about we not pay attention to the Leaf game?
I am Steve Dangle. I make Leaf videos.
And a Leaf podcast. Well, an NHL podcast. We're really not even a Leaf podcast anymore. Fully.
We're a rip on the Canucks for Corrado podcast.
Yeah, basically.
That's the new Game 7.
We are pretty Leaf-centric, but...
okay, what decade?
I think it's 80s. I feel like I saw this.
I'm gonna go 70s just because that's what I said.
It's the 80s. Okay. So when you think of the 80s, what do you think of?
Big hair.
Molly Ringwald.
You think of cocaine.
No.
And when you're just high on coke all the time in the 80s, what do you need?
Munchies?
I've never done coke.
I don't know either. I've never done coke.
You need your neon glasses to cover your eyes all the time.
So
Celebrate 80s night in Carolina. They're giving away neon glasses.
Can I see the glasses?
By the way,
they have something written.
How many likes does the Carolina Hurricanes Instagram post have?
Oh, well, it was only posted 27 minutes ago.
How many?
424. Here, can I see what the last thing I posted on Instagram was?
Sure.
I want to see.
Such a jerk. Listen to this.
I mean, some people just have really massive followings. My last picture is of Iggy triumphantly laying in the snow at the dog park
Because, of course, there has to be a dog
with
photo.
his stick. Look, I saved lives.
With the dog photo.
The amount of likes on it, granted, uploaded almost a full day ago, 659.
Wow. Wow.
Bruh, you don't like the sec packs of the sec sheds?
I do.
What's wrong with sick sheds? It looks sick with your bucket.
I'm surprised with 80s night with the Hurricanes. Are they encouraging you to come in 80s gear?
They want you to dress up in your 80s gear, and then they'll provide the neon shades.
Can I be honest with you? Okay. This is what I like about the NHL in-game promotion of the day is that it's always kind of fun, right? The teams are trying. I remember going to a Philadelphia Phillies game.
Look at you.
It was like super one of the laziest promotions I've ever seen, and it was 60s night. And they were
60s night.
I think, yeah. So they're playing.
I'm gonna go with tie-dye shirt.
No, it was like early 60s night. It was like pre-drug 60s, like end of Elvis era 60s. So they're like the 60s after 65 got a little bit psychedelic and weird, but pre that.
That's why when you said 60, I'm like, what do you even do for 60?
Well, yeah, right. I mean,
drink a lot.
After 65, it was like the Beatles. Like Beatles broke in like 62, 63, but really, the 60s are known for the late 60s. The early 60s was very prim and proper, and everybody wore suits.
There's a great college humor sketch of, hey guys, let's have a 60s theme day at work tomorrow, and it's all the girls' idea, right? And so she walks into the office the next day like, hey guys, like what's up, man? Like with a headband on and giving the peace sign, and all the dudes are sitting around a desk in suits drinking whiskey, going, oh look out boys, Kitty's got claws, and they're just saying like all the most it's all the most misogynistic stuff from Mad Men.
That's amazing.
Hey, that dame.
Yeah, so
they basically grasped that idea ahead of their time.
now, and I had fun at the Phillies game, but they
Right, you were talking about the Phillies game.
They played a bunch of songs that were from the early 60s that weren't very popular. And then when the lineup came out, so they'd be like announcing Ryan Howard's name. Now up to bat, DH Ryan Howard, and they'd have him photoshopped on a notable person from the 60s.
That's a bad idea.
And they tried to do one of those face combos, and I believe, and if I'm wrong on this, I believe one of them was Malcolm X. I don't know.
No, I refuse to believe that's true.
That might not be. I remember one of them.
Come on,
because the thing is, they wouldn't fully explain who the person was. It probably wasn't Malcolm X, but someone else with those glasses.
I'm gonna go with it wasn't Malcolm X.
But it was like these are like notable people from the 60s, and they're trying to like face mash the players. And my mom looked at me and said, What the fuck's going on here? Why are they doing this? And no, it probably wasn't. But I just was kind of like, I remember thinking like, where? And they probably got some poor intern to do it. This was like a couple summers ago. Any Phillies fans that listen that were at the game, I'm sure there was at least one person there.
By the way, speaking of poor like interns doing stuff and like social media interns and stuff, I didn't know Oprah was tatted.
That was bad.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a Twitter account called Total Beauty. You've probably never heard of them, and that's okay. The only reason that we all know about who Total Beauty is because they tweeted out a picture of a person and said
wearing a dress
with a
visible
dress
tattoo
at the Oscars. Wearing a visible tattoo, and they said, wow, I can't believe Oprah is so tatted.
Which would have been notable.
Had the person not been
Whoopi Goldberg.
and then they tweeted out an apology.
Yeah, I guess. We are sorry.
They said there's no excuse, we're sorry, and they took ownership for it.
It was up for like a solid hour.
When you do that, it's bad. When you do that, and it has to do with the Oscars, and the biggest trending topic about the Oscars is Oscars so white, it's really, really bad. And I have to wonder what happened there. And how do you not know the difference between Oprah and Whoopi freaking Goldberg? Like, Whoopi Goldberg did Sister Act. You should know who Whoopi Goldberg is.
What about?
And
I'm not
freaking Oprah. And it's also Oprah. Oprah.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne, man.
Oh, that's another good one. Okay. Yeah, Google I'm not Lawrence Fishburne, man. Just look that up. Google those exact words. I'm not even going to ruin it for you. I don't even want to ruin it for you because it's so funny.
How do you accidentally interview someone that is not who you thought they were?
Not only that.
How do you do that?
How do you be the entertainment reporter for KTLA's morning show and mix that up? Because I believe that's who did it. It was an entertainment reporter.
I think it was on CNN. Remember they got a guy out of the lobby who they thought was an expert on something, and he was just like a cab driver, and they put him on air.
At CNN?
I can't remember. It was like some big broadcaster.
You got it up, Jesse? I'm not Lawrence Fishburne, man.
No, I don't.
Can you Google that? Can you Google that just to make sure?
Anyway,
let's verify that.
They accidentally brought in like a taxi driver to be like an expert on like a political subject or something like that.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I just go, what happened between someone leaving the studio to go get someone and them bringing in the wrong person? Like what had to happen? How many people had to drop the ball there?
When that happens, it's because someone else has dropped the ball. It's always because of someone else dropping the because usually a network like CNN
I don't remember if it was
would be
CNN.
super well prepared, right? But when you start to see the breakdowns in communication, somebody doesn't cover for somebody else, then it happens, man. Live TV is a wacky thing. Like doing breakfast television every morning is funny because the Sportsnet guys will come in. So Darren Millard was in the other week, Nick Kiprios, Buck Martinez. You know, they've all kind of come through.
Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva, you're not sure which one.
Obama.
Not Obama yet. So they've all kind of come through. And what Darren Millard said to me earlier this week, actually, he's like, I can't believe what happens here behind the camera. And this is Darren Millard, who's been in television for 15 years, at least. He said, I cannot believe all that goes on here. And it's because now we have to change sets. We have to do we change sets literally almost every segment. So you imagine over the course of 2 hours in one particular studio, we're changing the set at least 10 times.
Of the broadcasting, the variety of broadcasting you could do, sports is probably one of the easier ones, with the exception of being in the truck putting together a live game.
Which would be, oh my God, so hard.
Yeah, something like Hockey Central, and I'm not like obviously saying that job's super easy.
No, it's not.
But there's less to do than like a breakfast television.
Breakfast television, like it's almost like everything and everyone is on fire at all times. That's how you move, and you're up.
Everyone is on fire.
It's just like that all the time. And,
I like that analogy.
I don't know. It's the craziest thing. So I could see something like
fine.
We got a show title. Everyone is on fire.
So I can see, having done it, having experienced it, how at CNN, when you got a 24/7 live news network, right? Live all the time, I can see how a mistake like that would pop up once a decade or so. I can see it happening.
Interviewing the wrong person?
Dude.
As the interviewer, like, how don't you know what the person looks like? Google them!
They put on the chief of fire on CNN once talking about some blaze burning in the Midwest.
And it was a Howard Stern
fan. Like, how does that happen?
That one is fascinating.
But it happens.
How do you know what to call? Yeah, that's
it happens.
Interesting.
We have one more in game.
Was it? Hold on.
Oh.
Did you look up the Lawrence? I'm not Lawrence Fishburne, man.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson was on.
Okay, well, you just wrecked it, but I want to know who was asking the questions.
Some dude in Atlanta on some.
Oh, it was Atlanta.
Some news show, I think.
Okay.
Or Hollywood. It was Hollywood.
It was Hollywood.
Yes.
Okay, you live in Hollywood. You should know that.
Samuel L. Jackson was appearing from Atlanta.
Do we know? Oh, he was. Okay,
Yeah.
Can we find out what station it was on?
KTLA.
It was on KT. Ha! Guys!
Sam Rubin.
I got something right.
No, you
And God bless Sam Rubin because he's a pretty darn good entertainment reporter.
I know you got something right, but I was just so distracted by the Team Some of Europe jersey that was on the TV.
Oh my God.
Doesn't it
Which,
look
by the
so
way,
spiffy?
looks like a bad Vancouver Canucks jersey.
Also, the Bond villain jersey that the Some of Young Guns are going to wear.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Totally forgot to ask this while we were in that discussion. Sorry, Jesse. Hang on to that thought. Let's say Young Guns wins.
Okay.
Because there's a really good chance they could. Let's just say they win. What national anthem do they play?
They are not doing anthems.
At all.
Even for a winner?
At the World Cup, they're not going to do anthems.
Well, it's not a country. Not going to do an anthem.
But are they going to do an anthem if Canada wins?
No, it's not a country. It's not all of Canada. They're missing the under 23s. So it's not.
I'm not even going to rant. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, Jesse, what was your... Just
No. We need to come up with a song for the Young Guns team.
Oh, I was going to say the Damn Daniel remix.
Holy shit, that's what I was going to say.
I mean, I think we should for that, just because of that, I think we need to play it.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the white vans.
Get ready to dance. Dance party.
Daniel, Daniel, back at it again with the white guns.
Yo, remember Umpercash? Remember Umpercash?
That guy that we went to high school with that nobody else knows who's listening to this?
Yeah, but that's when we tell the story of
Okay, yeah.
Umpercash.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm just giving you hell because it's fun.
He would put glow sticks in his hands and then also would tie one into like he had like this braid. Mm-hmm. And he would just start flinging his head around while doing all the crazy glow stick stuff. It was kind of his go-to thing at dances.
Yeah, we had a guy we went to high school with who had this long braid, and it was a religious thing. And he would tie glow sticks to it and just whip it around like a helicopter. It was amazing.
The official statement on anthems from NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly is...
Damn, Daly.
Back at it again with the BS.
There will be no anthems pregame. We're not going to play anthems after every game. We're only going to play anthems when something is won from a tournament perspective. In that context, we are working on potential anthems for the two selected teams.
I hope they pick, for some of Europe, Guru Josh Project Infinity or something, like, here's my key, philosophy. You know that song? Do you know what I'm talking about? With the...
Take your time.
How amazing would this be after some of Europe wins?
I got it. All right, that would be good.
Let it drop.
No goal.
Can't wait till this gets yanked off YouTube and iTunes.
This was a great song.
Now bringing out tournament MVP, Anze Kopitar.
His parents are the only ones going, woo!
Are you kidding me? Some of Europe's going to be a hit in Toronto.
That's true. Actually,
It's going to be a massive hit.
It is.
North America is going to be a bigger hit, though.
Do you remember the scene in Eurotrip when they're in the club in Bratislava and the techno remix of Scotty Doesn't Know comes on? That should be it. Scotty doesn't know.
There's going to be so many ads on this YouTube video.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right.
Don't tell Scotty. Yeah, there it is. Do, 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 do.
I can't believe it's so drastic.
Okay, we're done.
While I'm right behind you, plastic.
Yeah.
I forgot there was the talking in it too. So perfect.
Oh, yeah, it's Adam.
That was a great movie.
It sure was. I took a bunch of my friends to go see it for my 16th birthday.
With your parents?
Yeah, I think they had to come too.
Well, that's
It was
cool.
rated R.
That's cool that your parents with you your 16th birthday.
It was rated R.
Oh man.
What type of derby did the Grand Rapids hold? Grand Rapids Griffins, I think they're.
Yeah,
They had a derby?
They had a derby at Center Ice.
Oh, that's cool.
For their in-game promotion, what did they race?
Well, please tell me it's Demolition Derby. So they're racing. Okay.
There's a video of it. I'm going to turn around and show you guys.
I have
can't
a
wait for
terrifying vision of a bunch of people in griffin suits.
Just like half horse, half bird.
I think it's like half cougar, half bird.
Is that what it is?
And they're just running around with these big dopey claws, but like foam wings.
But they all have to make them at home and they're all paper mache?
Yeah.
And they don't have skates, so they're just running across ice.
Game Ops had to make them. They didn't have much time.
What was the derby?
What derby did they have at
Griffin.
Okay, I'm going to go completely boring and say inflatable tube. I don't know.
They had a baby derby.
All right, so press conference time. First off, I have requested specifically that Jesse ask some questions from Twitter. So tonight will be all Twitter questions. And then we're going to do a mix. We're going to do Reddit and Twitter.
Are we going to do a remix?
No.
No?
No.
Cool. Well, thanks for that, Adam.
How you like it there, flapping in the wind? Flappy?
Crazy.
Guess who just passed Gordie Howe? Oh, who tied? Sorry, Gordie Howe.
Oh,
Jeremiah Jagger.
On no.
Really?
Yeah.
Pass him in points?
Tied him in all-time points list.
Thornton?
Gordie Howe. Guess who just tied him?
It wasn't Yager?
If it's not Yager, it's got to be Thornton, right?
Who the hell was it?
It was Yager, obviously.
Oh,
You guys, he was 1 point away from tying him.
and for everyone who's dying to rip on Adam for saying Thornton, Jesse lied to us.
Yeah, he did wave me off on that one. He didn't like that we got it.
Yeah, it was totally Yager.
See? I wonder how many headlines we got right. And he's just like, I'm going to Photoshop
Well,
this
he
real
does
quick.
always show us the
No, he Photoshops it. He's one of those millennials, and he knows how to do stuff with the internet. Yeah. I don't know how you kids do it, but you do it.
You know, those kids on the internets.
It's a series of tubes.
Nuclear. Jesse,
Yes.
first question.
Oh, what are your thoughts on the World Cup not playing anthems before games?
Oh.
From Andy.
I don't care about before games. Because
I just think it's going to be hilarious after when Team North America wins. It's going to be freaking hilarious.
okay.
Bombs Away remix.
And the winner, Team Canada. Oh, Canada. And the winner, Team USA. And the Rockets' red glare. And the winner, Team North America. I'm the one living lavish, like I play for the Mavericks. What song are they going to play?
I honestly think that they should get to decide. I think it'd be like a team vote. I think Yas Bitch from Nicki Minaj would be sweet. Again, that's still the best potential
We were
goal
saying that
song.
should be the Leaf goal song.
Yeah. Well, that was Jesse's pick.
Yes.
Yas Bitch. But it would be funny, again, to hear Ludacris Saturdays. I got a big weed stash.
Pocket full of cash.
Just seen a big old ass.
It's Saturday.
Sticky, icky. Like that would be hilarious. And there's like 14-year-old kids going.
Why can't music be like it was back in the day when we would have cartoon roosters having sex? We were watching Busta Rhymes music videos before the show started.
Yeah.
Early 2000s music videos were something.
They were very weird, very abstract and strange.
They were out there.
They were. Jesse, next question.
You guys ever heard of Outkast?
Uncle Leo did that live translation with Shashnikov last night. Do you smell new captain? Maybe 17-18 season. That's from Tony.
I have a hard time believing that.
No, I don't think so.
I'd keep him around in a leadership role for sure. Assistant captain for once there is eventually a captain. I don't think they're about to name Leo Komarov the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Next year, the right move is don't have one.
And I don't think they will. I would even be surprised if they had one the year after that, to be honest. And there's
You don't think Stamkos would be ready?
Well, if Stamkos is on the Leafs next year,
He won't be, by the way.
you bet your sweet boots he will be captain right away. But I don't think that. I think you got to let a leader emerge, and I think Leo Komarov is a Robin to a Batman. He might be an older Robin, and Batman might be a younger Batman, but I think he's the guy that leads the guy. Do you know what I mean? He's the guy that mentors the guy and makes him become the captain.
The Brent Seabrook to his Jonathan
Taseman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. You need a bunch of leaders.
Totally.
You need a bunch of leaders. You all got to be accountable to yourselves.
And because Leo's hilarious, I think he's going to set the tone for the room. He will be a leader, one of the major leaders.
He's a very valuable tool in that dressing room because of all the languages he speaks.
Yeah.
Now, most of the Finns come over knowing English already. Most of the Swedes come over knowing English already.
And if you're Finnish, you have to know Russian too, right? Because they're right on the border with each other.
I don't know about that.
Well, like they're a little bit of water away.
Message us. Because I have no idea. But the Russian kids, he'll definitely help. Which is why they should all sign with the Leafs. The Canucks don't have room for that, whatever his face is guy. He should sign with the Leafs.
Neither do the Hawks or the Bruins or any of them.
Anatoly Golishev, by the way, is another name that's going to come up more and more. Jeff
you mentioned that last episode, right?
Oh, well, there you go. Jeff Fayette.
Were you there?
Yeah, maybe. In case you missed it, Jeff Fayette wrote a great article about him.
That is 2 endorsements of the same article, sir. You must have really enjoyed that article.
Pay me, Jeff!
All that blogger money he be making.
Nikita Zaitsev. Other guys?
You're running out of steam on that one, eh?
Yep. No, you know what it was? I actually got a tip on a college free agent that the Leafs were in on.
Oh.
But I'm like afraid to say it.
Oh, come on!
Well, because of the Lou regime. Like, what if they stop being interested in this guy because something got out there?
Okay, Steve, if he's a good hockey player, they're not going to be not interested because now let me ask you about this source. I don't need to know anything about who the person is. However, could this person get into trouble, and did they tell you this in confidence?
I'm going to ask them if I can talk about it because I haven't actually asked them yet.
Yeah, I would do that. I would maybe not. I think this is good. Okay.
I'm going to go with they're probably going to tell me no.
Okay.
And in a few months, I'll be like, that was the guy.
That's cool.
Lastly, remember when we were doing the games played for the Blackhawks in the playoffs, and then we said, hey, the Leafs probably don't have as many career
we
games.
were all sorts of wrong.
We were off by about 2,000. So, shout out.
Thanks for ruining our fun. What's his name?
Hardev.
What up,
on
Hardev?
Twitter, who did the math.
Adam looks upset.
And proved that we were wrong.
Are you upset, Adam?
Shout out Twitter.
Jesse, I'm so glad you brought that up because
you told me to bring up anything on Twitter.
I didn't say anything. I meant just some questions from Twitter. That's not a question.
This is what I've got.
That's a thing that I believe in the last episode thought, no, we're definitely wrong here. I'm pretty sure we said that, didn't we?
No, you guys were very confident.
So am I wrong about the fact that we thought that we were wrong?
Who's you guys? I'm fairly certain you were a part of that conversation.
These two gentlemen sitting next to me were very wrong.
Oh, okay. Do we have any other questions?
That's it.
All right. Well, I do want to mention this. The Panago Pizza Steve Dangle Hockey Night in Cinema Ottawa Invasion is officially sold out.
Sold out of free tickets. Now, that is not to say that you can't go on the Eventbrite link on my Facebook page and get in the wait list.
Right.
I would recommend that.
Can you please tweet this?
One thing I will say...
Can I get confirmation on the tweet?
I will tweet this.
Okay, thank you.
I will tweet this.
Love you.
One thing I will say, if you do have to bow out, please try to do so with at least 24 hours left before the event. Because there are people who are going to come in from out of town.
And they really want to be there.
Drive a significant distance, i.e. Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Even Toronto's like 4 hours. So, yeah, give people some time.
And if you are in the Ottawa area, and let's say you haven't reserved your ticket yet, you're on the wait list, and then all of a sudden, bang, the night of, you still haven't heard anything back. It wouldn't be the worst thing if you shot us a tweet and said, hey, guys, how's it looking? Because sometimes people just straight up don't show up. And if there was a way, if there is a way that we can let you in, we'll let you know. You have Steve and I's guarantee and Jesse's on that. If you're in the area, you didn't get a ticket, you're on the wait list, and damn, it didn't work out for you on the wait list, we'll have a look at what it is, capacity-wise, because again, there's a fire code thing, and we'll try to get you in at that point as well.
That being said, we reserve the right to look down our noses at you and throw fruit.
Agreed.
I am joining the wait list right now, just in case you guys don't let me in. I'm going to add my name to the wait list.
Just in case. Oh, Hollywood over here.
Yeah, really. Who got the biggest cheer at the last one?
Excuse me. I paid them for that.
Well, okay. Adam, did you know that Jesse won a prize by getting the biggest cheer at the last hockey night in cinema?
No,
event?
I didn't.
He got a prize.
He did?
Do you know what his prize was?
No.
He's the only one of us flying.
Oh, you're flying to Ottawa?
Because I was told by our representatives at Panago that Steve and Adam would be taking a private